Save our potential future past generations. Lekisha R. Turner. Once upon a time, we rode horses and we only had to worry about the present and sometimes the future. We didn't have to worry too much about the past once it was gone. But now we have been to the moon, we have rovers exploring Mars, and we're thinking about the possibility of actually time traveling. When Back to the Future came out, talking on the phone through video chat was definitely not a possibility. But now look at how video chatting and video conference calls have become a part of our everyday lives. In the movie, Jennifer used her fingerprints to get into her future home. And now look at us with the ability to use our fingerprints to enter our homes, our phones, and even our very own personal safes. In the movie, Jennifer used her voice to control her lights. And, well, can anyone say Siri or Alexa? When I was growing up and I saw the movie Back to the Future, I thought it was only a movie. Now, more than 2 decades later, it appears that movie might have been more than just a movie. It might be filled with actual predictions. What was once considered science fiction or something that only happens in movies is now considered reality. This goes to show that one never knows at what point something will go from being science fiction or just something that happens in movies to all of a sudden being part of our everyday lives. Although Back to the Future got a lot of things right, there's still one major part of the movie that still hasn't come true. Yet. That would be the highlight of the movie, the actual traveling back and forth through time so that we can actually go back to the future. Although time traveling is currently just a thing for science fiction, I can imagine that one day it too can become a thing of reality. One day we might be able to travel backwards and forwards throughout space and time. I can imagine going from 2023 back to before I was born to maybe 1965 to see my grandparents at a younger stage in their lives. Or I can imagine traveling into the future to 2055 to meet my potential great grandkids. One day it might come true, but for now it'll have to be my imagination, at least until technology can catch up to our imaginations. In the meantime, we can prepare for the possibility of time traveling by ensuring that we save our potential future past generations and ensure they're afforded the same equal opportunities as our past and current generations by speaking up and speaking out. We can save our potential future past generations by ensuring our youth is properly informed about their rights as natural human beings. When we look out into nature, we notice a certain harmony between all living things. An apple seed will always turn into an apple tree, as an orange seed will always turn into an orange tree. At no point do you have an apple fighting with an orange for any reason. I believe that humans can get to that same level of respect and understanding for each other if we all speak up and speak out. Having a community of informed individuals can lead to a caring society and a greater understanding of our similarities as well as our differences. One of the number one things needed as a natural human being is housing. The multiple dwelling laws already states that all humans are entitled to clean, safe dwellings. Although we have this law in the books, the reality of the situation is there's still thousands of families who live in unsafe environments because they aren't aware of another way. We're currently in the middle of a housing crisis. New York is one of the richest states. We have an abundance of resources and our people show great dedication and strength. However, regardless of that, we are still just humans trying to do the best that we can. When you look around, you clearly see the new buildings adding to the skyline. We have an abundance of tourists flooding the Big Apple. While this is a great thing, we need to ensure that those that live in the neighborhoods also have access to the resources and the new facilities being built. We need to enact new programs that will allow our low to medium income families to secure new housing at competitive prices. They obviously can't afford to pay $1 million rents and mortgages, therefore, greater help is needed. We have programs like Section 8, City Phelps, HUD, and the USDA Rural Development, but they don't address the unique housing needs of the already populous NYC. For that reason, I call to action our elected officials as well as our communities to help ensure our potential future past generations are afforded the same equal opportunities as our current as our past and current generations.